could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
You're home for Super Bowl 59. WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub, I'm full of water. I stay hot tub, stay hot tub. Hey, I'm gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Stay hot tub. Hey, rubber dub in the hot tub. Rubber dub with me. Shake in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Really make me sweat.
Yeah.
Shake in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Really make me wet.
Yeah. Well, on a beautiful Thursday. It's foggy. Go a little bit slower. School is back in session. It is my favorite day. I got Tommy Santamont, the county AD for 23 years, State Hall of Famer. Good morning, sir.
Back from the dead.
You look good. You look good.
I'm telling you what, I had two bad sicknesses in a row.
Well, you take a cruise, all those foreigners, that's what happens.
I believe it. You're probably right.
Yeah.
Probably got it from there.
Tommy's got liberal. He wants them all in the state and everything. Anyway, now you had a good time on that cruise.
Yeah, it was fun. 14 days is a long days to be on a ship.
Can you believe, Jeremy, 14? Most people can afford a week. He goes 14.
But it went by fast. It really did.
Yeah.
We visited a lot of different islands, so it was good.
How did church survive without Tommy down there? That's what I want to know.
We missed him. We're glad he's back here. So.
Jeremy, speaking of your church, tell everybody the name of it and what's going on down there.
First United Methodist Church, Panama City, downtown area. Biggest thing we got coming up, and the hunting season is winding down in the next few days. We've got a wild game dinner that we're holding on Friday, March the 7th. March the 7th. And your information will be on our website or Facebook page. But all the proceeds from this go to help kids and those in need in our community. This is not anything for us. Do
you go sit and eat there, or do you just go pick it up and take it home?
We got a program that night, silent auction, all of those things.
Y'all do a good job with that.
So that's about a month out, and that's the big thing we're getting ready for. And a lot of hunters, like to come out, and we've got all kinds of exotic game. And
you got a lot of killers in that church. I'm looking at the biggest.
Well, James said he's going to buy a couple of tables for us.
Absolutely. A couple seats.
We'll have
seats. A couple seats will be okay too.
Yeah. And we'll have traditional deer and quail and dove and all. But then there's some things show up that people call
You don't know what it is.
Coons taste good now. I've had them up in North Alabama. We shoot them all the time.
March 7th at First United Methodist Church in our community life center. A lot of folks.
What time's it going to start, Jeremy?
I believe 6 o'clock. I don't have that in front of me. I'm pretty sure it's 6 o'clock there. Kind of as people finish.
That's a Friday, right?
It's Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. You remind me. We'll try to come to that.
Yep.
Do you know how much it is yet?
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, it's fundraiser here for the missions part, and it's $150 a ticket there. But that's your silent auction, that's your program, that's
everything.
Meal, that's everything. Yeah, so
we can do that.
There's corporate tables available too there. So
sounds good. Good.
Gonna be
Cannot
good.
wait. March 7th. Put that on your calendar. Money going for a good cause. And Bay County is such great people, always giving, always helping out. So I think this would be a big, it was good. It was big last year, wasn't it?
Well, this is actually coming back online. This is one of those things that got knocked offline by Michael.
Oh, okay.
And it used to be a really big to do before the storm. And, as everybody's kind of rebuilding, this has been one of those things wanted to get back to doing. And this is the first year since Michael it's been able to be done again.
Good.
So,
good. Tommy, you going to bring in some of your dead animals to cook up, feed up?
I've got raccoon, dove, hawks. I don't have any eagles though, so we can't shoot those.
Can't do those.
Labs, Great Danes. Anyway, Wildcat will be there. I see your mouth's watering back there. Yeah, country cooking. Yeah.
I couldn't help but think about some gator meat.
Yeah.
Probably some gator tail in there.
They've ate some wild stuff up there in Kentucky. He's told me some of the things they eat up there. That's crazy.
I brought John some deer meat today.
Yeah.
He was born in Cold Water.
They packaged that up nicely and labeled it. And
everything's good. It's all vacuum sealed.
Good job.
we had a celebrity had a birthday yesterday. We talked about him, Mr. Jordan.
No, Lord, yes. He's
6 years old.
He celebrated big. He did.
Did you see the pictures? Did you see the pictures? Oh, you got to go on his Facebook and look at it. I saw that. I started laughing. That kid. He acts like he's 20 now. I mean, he's smart. He is a smart kid.
So their team, went one night football, the next night baseball, and the team mom said, "We need your walk-up music." That's something we never had in Weevil Hitchcock. But they're all sending in their requests. I was asking him, so, well, what do you want for your walk-up music? And he wants that song, "We Ready,"
Oh, yeah. We Ready. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Good job. I like that, man. Now, I hope he gets settled in on baseball. I think he'll be a pretty good baseball player.
He's got some chops there pretty young.
I think he'll be pretty good in baseball.
Yeah.
But he needs to play multiple sports like Tommy did, then you get good at something. On some sad news, we found out more about the thing we talked about yesterday in Bay Point. I told everybody we heard the sirens going on. I think it was around 9:30, and I was too lazy to get up and go look what was going on. You could hear them, but it wasn't on our street. It was on, oh my goodness. I forgot the name of the street. It just went right out of my head. Anyway, it sounded like everybody was there. Every ambulance in town was there or something. And these two beautiful young ladies, I think they were aged 15 and 16. They've only lived in this county for a short period of time. And they got ran over by a white truck and found out the guy was DUI. And they're keep them in your prayers, two young ladies. And I think I haven't got all the information yet. When I get it, if anyone wants to call today, 215-6290, they got a GoFundMe page also. They had to fly them in a helicopter. We're going to fly them in a helicopter, or maybe they've already done. I'm sure they have, to Mobile.
Wow,
really?
They had bones sticking out through the skin.
Oh, really?
It was bad. I showed you the pictures. It was brutal.
Mercy.
Yeah, a golf cart versus a big truck is no.
He's just running from
right
behind.
over. Head on.
Head on.
Yeah. So anyway, keep them in your prayers, and if we do find out with a GoFundMe thing, we'll be glad to try to help share that information if anybody knows that information, and keep those two young ladies in prayer, and the guy and the man that did it. Keep him in your prayers also. You never know, man. You never know. But anyway, that was terrible. All right, I got a question for both, though. We don't have much time before we get into Mosley Day. Mosley Day. We had Eli last week. He did a great job, McFadden, and we'll have Coach on today. Spring football, is it dying out? Lane Kiffin last year, they had their little hot dog eating contest, dunking, and then a little bit of 7-on-7. Matt Rule in Nebraska, which they sell out theirs. It's unbelievable the crowds they get every year. Alabama, Ohio State always have record crowds. But, Jeremy, they talking about Matt Rule said that, I don't want our kids to be coached. And I'm like, wait, I'm not sure I'm buying into that, because those coaches recruit those guys anyway. Nebraska has. They know they're there. But he really doesn't want to have them anymore. And it reminded me of Middle Tennessee State coach when we were talking about the way to raise more revenue in the spring. They should have Alabama play like a Southern Mississippi or something like that. Well, that will never happen now, because those smaller teams definitely do not want anybody to see their players. If they have a good player, they won't be there anymore. They'll transfer out to a bigger school and get money. So what do you guys thought on that? Do you think that could die? Do you even need spring football anymore? It's for the fans, really.
Yeah. Obviously, you're going to do some type of workout, some kind of controlled, way, and you've got these, fanatics. I won't even call them fans at that point, that are all about it all year long.
Yeah.
That give them a chance to go see the players, get on campus at a time they don't normally do so. So there's a revenue business side of this piece, but as far as the utility of it, not much these days.
I'm more of a traditionalist. I like spring football games, so I like to go there and find out, see what's going on, how we doing.
Yeah, I mean, most people are that way.
Yeah, I mean, I know the FSU fans, they are.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
And you got the brand new, the stadium. You won't have it this year. No. But you're seeing these coaches not wanting to have, and I get it.
I understand it, yeah.
I'd rather just have a regular practice and nobody be there.
Right.
And I think we might get to that. I kind of think it won't, though, because the networks need to have one game on.
They've got to have some program.
Yeah, so I'm not sure it will go away. But there is definitely talk going out there that it could go away. And then you see about injuries. We don't have two-a-days anymore, so I could see a union. And we will eventually have a players' union. It's coming. Get ready for it. So when they do that, they might put in there, no, we're not going to do spring football. Mm-hmm.
Well, the length of the season is such that, we're not even 2 weeks removed hardly from the end of the season.
And they start winning workouts.
Right.
That period's shorter.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just wait and see what happens with that. High school football, I used to we got to have it. You got to have it. As I got older and watched it, and they changed the rules where you could practice or you could do what you wanted during the summertime, I thought, we really don't need it.
No, you don't.
It's true. I mean, being honest with you, you really
once
don't.
the summer was relaxed.
Yeah.
That
Once
kinda
they
changed the dynamics.
when they changed the rules.
Yeah.
You really don't need it. That way, it doesn't interfere with baseball. The kids can play all these different sports. If they do it, which they are still doing it, but if they did, I would say you got 10 practices and you got 15 days to get it done. If you want to go 10 straight, you can, but you got from the 15th of April to the end of April to get it done. If you have bad weather, too bad. You're not going to make it up. And you can only go full pads, let's say
4 or 5 of those days.
I'd say 7 times, 3 in shorts and 7 in pads.
Well, in football, the more practices, the more games you play, the more chance are you get hurt.
I've heard
That's
some.
right.
I had so many kids get hurt during spring football, but it can happen anytime.
Right.
You play the game, it can happen anytime. But over the years, I was like, no, we'll never get rid of spring football. Now I totally different thoughts on it because you can practice all summer. You can do the things you need to do all summer, and they can go play all the other sports.
But then you look at a program. Let's take all the 4 teams that played in the first round that got eliminated. They've been done since December 20.
Right.
Yeah.
They didn't get the extended time that a team played.
Speaking of that, are you pretty sure it's going to go away? The automatic conference champs getting a bye.
I think it has to.
Yeah.
It's
everything we said. All conferences aren't the same.
Now, Arizona State, who I was high on all year, showed they were worthy of being in there.
Yeah.
In a pick'em contest, they would not have.
No, that's right.
But they went toe to toe.
They sure did.
And so there's
Ohio State wouldn't have been in if it's the Final Four.
right. Yeah. So I think there may still be some credence given to conference championships. They just may not get the bye and the seeding. You still have to make the conference championship relevant. Otherwise, we'll go, no, we're not going to play. The ACC's got this idea. We're going to have a regular season champion and then let 2 and 3 go play for a automatic bid.
Yeah.
And so there are different scenarios, but there's too much money on the conference championship
That
weekend.
committee's got to change their criteria to do that because I agree with you. I don't think they look what happened this year. Pretty obvious.
It was a waste. To me, it was a waste of time. The teams haven't even play. I want to ask you this, Tommy. A couple things. I'll wait till Josh gets here, but ask Josh when we get here. And you were the county AD for all the years. Baseball is so popular here. Mm-hmm. It's so strong. Certain counties do have middle school baseball. Some don't. It's not that expensive sport. I guarantee the parents would get behind it, and you probably wouldn't have to spend hardly anything on it except maybe for transportation. But wouldn't it be good for Bay County to have spring? And we got in the way. I say that, then again, I think about it. We've been so good without it. We don't have to have it.
Well,
but I think it would be a big, huge success if you had baseball in middle school. And if they, like at Arnold, at the 2 schools on the beach, or how many we have now, they run the same offense, the same defense they do it at Arnold. And what's your thoughts on that?
Well, the only thing, the facilities, and I know you can play at high schools, but there's so much summer ball, there's so many leagues going on that the kids still going to be able to play. I mean,
right, that's true.
And the good ones are going to be on the select teams and traveling all over the place, playing all 365 days a year. That's basically what they're doing. But there's not really been any talk about baseball when I was in there because they had all this other stuff that they could participate in.
That's true. They do have it. They're not like missing out on it. But as a kid, baseball, I'd love to have it. I would love to have it.
The only thing about the summer ball
and softball, we should have softball.
Yeah. And the only thing about that, the travel is the expense.
Yeah.
The parents have got to pay those hotels.
Let's ask a parent that's got a future superstar coming up through here. Would you like to see junior high, middle school having baseball as a sport and for the girls softball?
However many programs you've got, however many leagues you've got, there's still something about interscholastic athletics that makes that different. And I know the middle school here has had a long history of playing each other and crowning a county champion, and that's kind of entrenched in the culture. And I think it was one of those that likely, if you go back years to the junior major league and little leagues that were all playing at the same time, you kind of had this duplicity because you had strong leagues that they maybe didn't want to crowd in on, but that day's done too. You don't have those leagues operating much anymore. It's more travel on the weekend. So there's an opening for it.
Yeah, we'll talk about our county AD. Ask Josh what his thoughts on that. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Come out and have lunch with us today. We're going to be down historical downtown Panama City at around, what time, 11?
11.
About 11 o'clock, we're going to be down at the local 115. We'd like you to come and sit down and talk to us, and I think Tommy and I are going to be there. Hopefully we can get maybe Wildcat and Jeremy to show up and visit with us. We have a good time down there. And anybody that's at Jeremy's church, come on down and see us. If the Segrist is around, come down and sit with us. Local 115, downtown Harrison Avenue. Come check it out. We're going to be there at 11 o'clock. And we'd love to say hello to you and have a good time. Also, don't forget about, yesterday, went over and saw Russ and Amber, and Amber's husband that went to Arnold High School. Good-looking guy, great guy. And
they got a big
I hadn't seen him in 20-something years.
Wow.
And I didn't recognize him. I don't know why, but I didn't. I saw former players I hadn't seen 25 years hard. It's crazy. But anyway, they do a wonderful job. I bought my baby girl a little Valentine's gift.
Don't give away the secret.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you said that. And anyway, he gave us a really good deal. Mentioned, well, he knew that I said Wildcat. He told me a percentage he'd give off. Then I said my name. It went up a lot higher. So you want to say my name when you walk in there, not Wildcats. And you
Hey,
get
they're
a lot
having
better
a big
deal.
customer appreciation party this Friday from 3 to 7 at David Adamson
Tommy,
Jewelry.
you need to be there. They appreciate
Where's it going to be?
David Adams.
Right there, David Adamson Designer Jewelry, Highway 77.
Down from
in
Beef
Lynette.
O'Brady's. Yeah.
From 3 to 7 p.m. They're going to have food and drink and lots of fun.
And speaking of Beef O'Brady's, guess where we went after that? We head on right down. And you know what? Pat wasn't there. I think he's going to come in tomorrow. But Pat wasn't there. But let me tell you what they got going on, Tommy. Super Bowl Sunday, this Sunday, you can get 50 boneless wings for $40. You can eat there or you can get them to go. This is a big day for them. Or you can get the traditional wings like you always get wings, 50 for 50. That's a great deal. Right there at Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Call now, make an order, tell them what time you want it picked up, and it'll be waiting on you warm and ready to go. If you want to eat there, get there early. Super Bowl day is going to be packed out. Get it at Beef O'Brady's over there. And have
The only
Lynn
way
Haven.
you can eat 50 wings, you better call Phil Cobb.
Yeah, I might need 200 wings, or Jason Kowaleski. No, I'm serious. If you're going to have 4 or 5 people over, or just just you and Louise, get you those boneless wings. They're outstanding at the Beef O'Brady's. Don't forget, 50 boneless wings for $40, and the traditional wings. And Jeremy, March 7th, we got another great fundraiser going on. Tell everybody what's going on then.
We've got a wild game dinner that will be held in the Community Life Center at First United Methodist Church. All the proceeds are benefiting mission needs in our community. We send backpacks out to children in need. We help with food pantries, those type
Do
things.
all kind of stuff.
Yeah, social safety net really for our community. So any help that
if we're listening now out there and we want to get a ticket today, can you do that?
Call the church or go on our website or Facebook page, and the information's there. Yep.
Sounds good. All right, we'll be right back for the legendary 104.3. Jeremy Pridge and Tommy Santamont. Jordan's, this is Jordan Network. Happy birthday, Jordan. 6 years old yesterday.
Yep.
Yesterday. Wow. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd. There are basically 4 organizations that keep getting to this game the last 8 years. The Chiefs, the Eagles, the Niners, and the Rams. They keep getting to this game regularly. It's one common thread. The front offices are hyper-aggressive. Deal-making. Moving up in the draft. That's it.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Thursday. A mixture of some clouds and slight fog this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze at 8 miles per hour coming out of the south and temps near 69. Tonight we will have some fog causing poor visibility and be quite warm at 63. Slightly foggy and partly cloudy tomorrow and a high 71. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi folks, I'm Tracy from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Love is in the air at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, and what better way to celebrate love than with a beautiful piece of jewelry. Our Valentine collection combines the most popular trends and top sellers with the largest selection at the best prices. From exquisite fine jewelry to our most trendy and affordable sterling silver pieces, we're sure to have the perfect gift to melt her heart. Folks have trusted us for 50 years to make their Valentine sparkle. This year, make it sparkle even more with a gift from Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
He's the sexiest man on the planet.
Live and local from the J. Michael Studio. The Sports Talk Must. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Randy, if you're listening, you're going to be happy. Tommy's got you some deer meat. Wildcat said he's taking 92% of it.
You bet I am.
But
see that stuff.
I got to let Randy know he's got some deer meat, and Wildcat's got some deer meat. Be careful. He said it was deer meat. I don't know.
I don't care. It looks good.
I'm not sure.
The way it's packaged, love it.
I got beat by Chief.
Well, all right, we got Coach Green. It's Mosley Day every Thursday. Baseball, football, basketball. Mosley is an incredible school. Great coach, Green, over there. Does an incredible job. Coach, how are you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Well, we are doing great. Hate to hear about the game. Talk about it. Tell us what happened, who played well, and what's next.
Well, we went over to Escambia and lost in the first round or second round to Choctaw. They beat us up on the boards. Got a lot of second chance opportunities. Killed us. We didn't shoot it particularly well. Also didn't finish well at the rim. Missed a lot of layups. Eli got it going at the end, but it was almost a little bit too late. So hate the way the season ended right there.
Coach, I know we're getting through the regular season, then we get into these districts here, and this kind of one and done way that Florida does it can lead to these abrupt endings, like you mentioned. You had Choctaw early in the year. You got the W in a close ball game, but did you see them make any adjustments, or was it just execution? Would they get a second look at you with a different outcome here, with sort of the marbles on the line? What felt different about this ball game compared to the first one?
Honestly, I don't think they made that many adjustments. They played the same lineup as before. We knew what they were going to do. We had some miscues on defense, and like I said, they had I think my assistant said 7 offensive rebounds in the first quarter, and they weren't even. I mean, they couldn't hit shots, but if you keep throwing it up there, it's going to go in eventually. And they just beat us up on the board. Way too many second chance points or second chance opportunities, and that's what killed us.
Gotcha. Hey, Coach, as Tommy saying about, did Choctaw, do they have some height on their team? I have not seen them play. Or
yeah, they're actually for high school, they're a really good looking team. They don't have any 6'7" or 6'8" like that, but they've got a guard. I'm not familiar with his name, but number 1, he's 6'5". He can shoot it pretty well. They've got a guy going to I believe Houston for football. He's about 6'2". He plays linebacker for Choctaw. He's a really good looking kid. And then they've got number 13. He's about 6'4". Kind of reminds me of Draymond for the Warriors. If you've seen him play. And they've got some other athletes. They are actually a really good looking high school team.
Y'all must have had a horrible shooting night.
Yeah, that's kind of been the MO the past couple of games. We could not throw it in the ocean. When I say, very first play, we called, or might have been one of the first possessions, Isaiah Smith gets a layup and he misses it. Yeah, it was bad, and I hate it for those guys how hard they worked. But sometimes it just ball doesn't bounce your way. So we'll learn from it and hopefully come back next year more improved.
Well, hey, you've done a great job. But, old saying, it's hard to be somebody twice. It really is. And sometimes your kids kind of think they got it in the box before the games even play because they beat them earlier, and it just works out the way it does. What do you do now? How long do you give them off? I mean, I know every sport now is really year-round. How long you'll get them off? Then what do you do as a basketball team? When do you get them back in the weight room? When do you get them back on the court and start conditioning? How long you'll give them off, and tell us what your game plan is going forward?
Yeah, we still have our basketball class. That's every day. We won't really do anything team-wise. Just let them probably play pickup and shoot. And then, honestly, I'll probably, detox for about 2 weeks. Just, get myself together mentally. Yeah. I mean, you know how it is, coaching. Yeah. It's a lot on you as a person. A lot on your body, a lot on your mind. So I'll just, get myself together, spend more time with my family, my wife and my 2 kids. And then we'll probably get back, 2 or 3 weeks. I'll sit down with my coaching staff. We'll evaluate. We'll do our exit meetings with the players. Talk about our how the season went, how they thought it went, and our expectations going forward. And then we'll go from there, get back in the weight room, get back on the court, and basketball, you can play all the time. So, open up the gym for the guys and just try to get better every single day.
Yeah, people don't understand. They say you can turn it off. I never could. I'd be at home, and my mind's always thinking about next practice, injured players, any kind of problems you're dealing with the program. It was always on my mind. And then when the season was over, you finally get, like I was getting ready to tell you, get back and to know your family again. Because even though you're around them, I know you got your mind on what's going on with the basketball program. So that I know exactly what you're talking about. So you need to do that. Relax and enjoy it. You did a great job this year, and just get ready for next year. Do the best you can.
Yes, sir. Will do.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. And if you need anything, kind of fundraisers, let us know. We'll try to help you the best we can. And we appreciate you, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, sir. All right. How much time we got? Oh, heck, I didn't know we had that much.
That's a tough break there. You play through the year.
When you play somebody twice and you're a high school kid, they beat them, they probably thought, it'd have been better off they had lost them during the season than played them in the playoffs.
Play a little hungrier.
Yeah,
perhaps.
No doubt.
And then some nights, basketball goal looks like it's the size of a Coke bottle, and some nights it looks like the size of a wash tub.
Yeah.
Choctaw's my old school. I coached there for 2 years, basketball.
Yeah, I saw that. Hey, I got to ask you both something. If you get this right, I might buy you unsweet tea today. Name 3 quarterbacks with multiple Super Bowl starts in the last 5 years. Name multiple.
I'll take Mahomes.
No. Wait. I was going to say wrong question. Wrong. Listen up, Wildcat. Name 3 quarterbacks. And if you want to call 215-629, name 3 quarterbacks with multiple Super Bowl starts within their first 5 years. Within their first 5 years. 3 of them.
Okay.
Lamar who?
What's his
the one nobody can ever catch?
Well, Mahomes is one of them.
Mahomes is one.
Brady.
Yes.
And we're going to have to go back a few years on this third one here.
Joe Namath.
What'd you say?
Joe Namath.
Dang, nope. Close though.
Staubach.
In that
Roger
era?
Staubach. I mean,
no. Anybody else know the
third one's tough?
There's actually 8 of them that've done this. 8.
Somebody for the Bills. They're there for 4 straight.
Gotta give me a name.
Is Aaron Rodgers or somebody like that in
What'd
there?
you say?
Aaron Rodgers.
Wrong.
Bills quarterback. That was.
Anybody out there in radio land know? 3. Just give 3 names. There are 8 of them that have done it within their first 5 years of career. They've been in the Super Bowl. They've started in the Super Bowl.
Good trivia question.
Wasn't Elway?
What?
Elway.
Yes.
Okay.
Jeremy,
you got him. You got 3. You got 3 of the 8.
3 of the 8.
Who are some of the others? One's an former Alabama quarterback is playing the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, Jalen Hurts.
You got that right, Jeremy.
Okay.
Another one played for Seattle. He's now playing somewhere else, and they didn't have a good year. Well, kind of
Russell.
did. Yes, Wilson.
No.
And did you say Aikman?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You were right. Dang it, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I wanted to keep doing it. Warner was the other one. And who was the last one to do so? Play for the great Steelers. Big
Big
Ben. Big Ben. Yes, sir. There you go.
Yep.
Those guys had multiple starts within their first 5 years.
How about that?
Yeah. So that's, now, we didn't say win the Super Bowl, but that happened.
Yeah.
What a great question I had. I got to give myself credit.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hey, get out to the legendary J. Michael's restaurant. Yesterday we went there last night. We went to Beef O'Brady's for lunch. We went to J. Michael's for lunch, had the spaghetti. It was packed out. And Wednesday's a big day there. People love that spaghetti. Special sauce, and he won't tell you what's in it, but it's outstanding. The best seafood, the coldest beer. There's not a lot of people getting that fried shrimp. It's the best fried shrimp I've gotten anywhere, anytime in my life is at J. Michael's. Ice cold beer, legendary J. Michael's restaurant. Hey, the weather is going to be warm. They're talking about sometime after Valentine's Day, we might get another cold front. So we're not done yet now. We're not done with this cold weather. But you got Stevenson air conditioning, you don't have to worry about anything. And if you don't have them, if it breaks down anytime, call them. I don't care what time, it's day or night, call Stevenson air conditioning. Call a local man, a local company, somebody that's honest, does an incredible job. That's Stevenson air conditioning. For all your real estate closings, Tommy Santamont, Mark Cow, they buy up Northwest Florida. I mean, Tommy owes so much land, it's unbelievable. And he won't use anybody but South Oak Title and Closing. Chuck Tucker, nothing but a winner. His dad was a principal at Mosley. He raised a fine son in Chuck. Chuck's business has expanded throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Everybody wants to use him because they don't want him any screw-ups. It's South Oak Title and Closing. Don't forget that. We'll be right back. Coach Quinn, down in Port St. Joe Tiger Sharks. How's Joe doing there? How's that superintendent doing?
Jim doing well. Jim's doing well. He'll be listening to us.
Big Jim. Big Jim. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents Wrestling Against Cancer 10. Proceeds to help Ryan Holland. Stars to appear Mike Steele, Donnie B, AJ Stokes, Kelly Mann, and exciting women's wrestling with T. Gaines, JC Black, and more. Wrestling Against Cancer 10, Saturday, February 8th at Bay Haven Charter Academy in Panama City. Tickets available at the door. More info at ESPNPC.com.
Roses are red, violets are blue, your sweetie deserves a new shed, and only Best Way will do. Owner Jason Mulder will help you select just the right shed and custom build on your lot. This Valentine's Day, think outside the box. Think Best Way Portable Buildings just north of the old Panama City Mall on Highway 231. And say hello to Best Way Buddy on your visit. The friendliest pooch in all of Bay County. Right, Buddy? Right. It's Best Way Portable Buildings.
Visit the newly remodeled Mid-South Lumber Hardware and Feed Store in Youngstown. They have a full line of plumbing, electrical, hardware, and tools for your DIY home projects, as well as lumber and animal feed. Now offering not only baby chicks and a full line of poultry supplies, but also bunnies and parakeets. They also carry a wide selection of Duplin wines and gourmet products so you don't have to drive to the beach. Come see us at Mid-South Lumber on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay-down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Phone lines are open. 850-215-6290. The Coach James Hale Show is taking your calls live and local. From the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. They all are, I'm sorry. We are back live, J. Michael Studios. I tell you what, all you Tiger Sharks, we appreciate Taco Bell supporting Port St. Joe football. Now, we got Coach Quinn, maybe one of the best basketball teams around. The Tiger Sharks are tearing up. Coach Quinn, good morning, sir. Thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Thank you guys for having me.
Well, Jeremy's been bragging on that program down there, and he sent me pictures of the gym. I've never been in your gym. I've been to your football stadium, but I've never been in the gym, and I was impressed. The facilities for a 1A for any level, that's pretty impressive, and you guys light it up down there. Every year we hear about you, and we appreciate you coming on. Jeremy, you got a couple questions for Coach Quinn.
Yeah, Coach, congrats on your win last night. I knew you had Franklin, and third time to beat somebody is kind of a challenge here, but you handled your rivals rather easily. Tell us a little bit about that semifinal game.
Well, the guys, came in focused. They are always up for a challenge, and they heard a little rumbling around, and so they set out to set the record straight that we believe that we're one of the top teams in the Panhandle.
Yeah. And advanced to the finals now. I noticed you got the Crossroads out of Quincy. Didn't play them during the regular season, but I was looking over their schedule, Sandy, and they've played up. They kind of like you do with 5-8, higher classification. So what do you know about Crossroads heading into your district final?
They're pretty solid all around. They got great guard play. Got a big guy down low that can play as well. And the thing with playing up, and we try to play up too, because it can only make you better. We've had if you play a lot of smaller teams, you may run up a good record, but you got to play the guys that are a lot bigger, a lot stronger, maybe a little bit faster than you in order to make your team better. And that's what we try to do. We'll play those teams that's going to push us to be better.
Right. Yeah, I noticed you played Niceville and Rutherford, this year. Took losses, to both of those teams, but you're right, that's a better quality game for your kids and for your program to get you ready for this stretch run.
Yes, sir. And like I say, the kids have, we were up for every challenge this year. And like I say, it started over the summer, and they've been putting in work. We try to shoot every day.
Tell us a little bit about you guys. Who are you kind of your team leaders? Who are you going to be relying on for this stretch run?
Well, Zay Jenkins is sophomore, is a pure shooter. I mean, this kid, he can shoot. He shoots lights out every night. And his tag team teammate is Jaden Reese, who also is a sophomore, who can handle the ball, can get to the rim, but can also shoot the ball from outside. But we're led by our junior, which is Eli Harris, very vocal. Always getting on to the getting on to the players and trying to encourage them to play better. Even when we're at our worst, he's on us telling, hey, we're gonna get through this. We can get through it. So we got a great group of guys. 3 guys come off the bench that contribute, that play tremendous when they're out there to give the guys a break. But our sleeper is one of our seniors, Kanan Jefferson, who's always ready when the ball is thrown up. So we've been putting in a lot of work, and it's paying off.
Coach, it sounds like you have a lot better team next year than this year with those sophomores and all.
Yes, sir. We're excited. We're excited what we got coming back. But we're hoping to cap this year off with with a state championship.
Do you have any height? I've not seen you play this year, but do you have any height?
So we do. We got a freshman kid by the name of Justice Barber. He's about 6'7".
Good.
He plays well. Yes, he plays
6'7".
He's steady growing. But he leads us in rebounding also. And we got a senior by the guy by the name of J.D. Beckton. He's about 6'2", 6'3", but tremendous athlete, rebounder, skilled guy that can go get the rebound and play great defense.
Sounds like to me there's some Coach of the Years coming up for you.
Hey, Sandy, just kind of talk about you personally here, because folks might not know. One, you serve as chairperson of the county commission down there in Gulf County. You run the facilities there at the school, but coaching the Tiger Sharks here, you stand in a long line of tradition and success and really expectation that comes with that when St. Joe takes the court. But kind of speak into what that means to you, being from the area, getting to be part of the community and just having the chance to coach this ball team?
I would say, when I was in school, Coach Epinette, he got here my sophomore year, and the history of Coach Epinette. I had a chance to play for him for 3 years. Then we didn't win a championship, but they won the championship after that. But I learned a lot from what he has instilled into us, and his legacy for this community, man, it means a lot. It means a lot to the community. That the basketball team is playing well. The last 2 years, this community has been through a lot. With the loss of those kids, and we try to say that we say every day that we're doing this for Chance Gaynor, but we also say we're doing this for 1, 2, and 6, which was T.J. Jenkins and Andrew Shepard. So it's excitement back in the community. It means a lot to the community, because we've been, like I said, we've been through a lot. But it means a lot to me to be able to stand and be placed in this position, not only as a leader on the county commissioner, but also as a leader of the basketball young men, and also a leader at this school. I look at the lives that I try to impact every day, because I always say it's not about me. It's how can I make somebody else better, not only on the basketball court but in life. Period.
I want to ask this. I've always said this when looking for a job, go interview. You better find out, is it important to the superintendent? Is it important to the principal before you take a job? If you're a football coach, a basketball coach, or baseball coach, and it sure seems like to me, and you can address this better than I can, but it seems from a distance that the superintendent's outstanding down there, that you have support from him and the principal. So would you talk about both those individuals and tell us what kind of support you do get from them?
Yes, sir. We got great administration here. I always tell people we got one of the best superintendents in the state of Florida. Mr. Norton is always supportive, always there for us. Our principal is always there, Ms. Godwin, always have our back. And that goes a long way. I can pick up the phone now to Mr. Norton. We trying to, we want to try to raise some money to help get these kids something, and he's on spot. I have never. I love working. I work for a few superintendents. He's the best one I ever seen, and he's always got the kids' heart at hand. And he's always there for us, and he's always there for this community. I can't say enough about how blessed we are to have him as our superintendent here in Gulf County. Because I've seen other places, but we got one of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned the young men that you've lost there in the community, and all three of them, of course. Chance this past year football, and he had the tremendous outpouring. And you and I spent some time together that day in the gymnasium, and just kind of shows not just the care for the academics, but the care for the kids. Guiding them through a real tough time, and y'all were rock solid through that, and continue to be helping develop these young men.
Yes, sir. And his if I could say. Chance's parents have been tremendous. They have been sticking to these kids the entire school, man. It's amazing how that they have poured back into the lives of the children when it seems like we should be pouring into them. And like I said, we have. Yeah. But man, they are there. They have been with us every step of the way with this journey on basketball this year. And man, it has been a great feeling for the kids and for us to see them, to see their support and to be there cheering us on.
Well, Sandy, there's a little business left to take care of tomorrow night. So for folks out there listening, tell us about your district final matchup, where, when, who, and kind of give us those little details before we finish up.
So tomorrow we face Crossroads Academy out of Quincy here in the Dome at 7 Eastern. We're looking forward to a packed house, and I think that they're pretty good, but we're pretty good too. So I think we're balanced. I think our kids are ready. We feel like this is our year. And we've been saying from day one, so we're looking forward to it.
If you need any kind of help, fundraising anything, let me know or Jeremy know, and we'll definitely got some great listeners down there in Port St. Joe in that area, so we'll definitely help you out any way we can, because I know it gets expensive traveling and the state playoffs and stuff like that. Hey, Coach, I was listening to you talking, and same thing up here. We've had some great superintendents, but James McAllister stands out. He was our superintendent. You talking about loving kids, loving people, and always there supportive of all the schools here in Bay County. Nobody's better than James McAllister, and it sounds like you got a great superintendent like him down there.
Yes, sir. I agree. I knew Mr. McAllister, and like I said, you guys had a great one. I like to rank Mr. Norton right up there with him. That loves people, loves kids, and got the community at heart at hand. I can see both of them side by side. So. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hey, thank you so much coming on. I know you're busy, but give us a call if we can help out anyway. Appreciate you, Coach.
Hey, take care, Sandy.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye. All right, just speaking of other people that I love and appreciate, is Dr. Chad Mitchell, 25 years on Bay County sidelines. No one's ever done that anywhere I know of. 25 years is giving us time up. One of the kids I grew up in Montgomery, Alabama. Cheryl she hurt her shoulder, had to have a great doctor, had to have surgery. It wasn't a shoulder, but anyway, Chad operated on it. She texted me, man, that guy's incredible. People come around from everywhere to have Chad Mitchell operate on them. He can do it the old-fashioned way. He can do it with the robotics. The guy's unbelievable, and the kids love him. Listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. You want to have a great time, get out to Newbies. 4 great locations. The new one down in St. Andrews, a blue facility. Go check it out. Charlotte's going to have the best bands in the Southeast every Friday and Saturday night at the Mothership. Get down to Newbies from the curve. Watch the Super Bowl. Have a great time down there. Head on to the Mothership and have a great time at one of the 4 Newbies and tell them Coach sent you. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? It can happen to you. It can happen to Tommy. Tommy is down in the dumps. He went and saw Jason Kovaleski. He feels a lot better right now, and so could you. Max Fitz Sports Nutrition, 23rd Street and at Pier Park. Jason will be here tomorrow. Does an incredible job. Jason Kovaleski in Max Fitz Sports Nutrition. We're right back with Jeremy, Tommy, Wildcat. Love Wildcat. Can't say enough good things about him. We get back, Tommy, FSU. What's going on in Tallahassee?
Everything.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Hello, Matt.
I got something to say to Jim. Will you look at this sleeping giant and the dragon? 10 years from now, I'll be making a difference in this world while you'll be sitting there getting your diaper changed by your nerd.
That was amazing. I mean, I don't know if Jim will ever be able to respond to that.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Thursday. A mixture of some clouds and slight fog this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze at 8 miles per hour coming out of the south and temps near 69. Tonight we will have some fog causing poor visibility and be quite warm at 63. Slightly foggy and partly cloudy tomorrow and a high 71. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Roses are red, violets are blue, your sweetie deserves a new shed, and only Best Way will do. Owner Jason Mulder will help you select just the right shed and custom build on your lot. This Valentine's Day, think outside the box. Think Best Way Portable Buildings just north of the old Panama City Mall on Highway 231. And say hello to Best Way Buddy on your visit. The friendliest pooch in all of Bay County. Right, Buddy? Right. It's Best Way Portable Buildings.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
You don't know what his problem is. But it's probably hard to pronounce and untreatable.
I don't feel so good.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Get out to Newbies, have a good time. They are huge FSU fans. Charlotte goes, I think, to all the games. Now, Big John played at Miami, a great football player, played in the NFL. But he is now an FSU fan along with his beautiful wife, Charlotte. Get out to Newbies, have a great time. Newbies 2 on the Curve, go watch all sporting events. Tommy, what do you have for us today on the Newbies FSU?
I've got a lot. We're going to start with baseball first because they're about ready to kick the season off. February the 14th is their first. They have a 3-game series of James Madison. February the 14th, 15th, and 16th. 14th at 5 o'clock. 15th at 2 o'clock, and the 16th Sunday at noon. And as you know, Link Jarrett has got a 54-game schedule, 35 home games this year. And they have got probably one of the best rotational pitching staffs in America this year, in the USA, in college baseball. Jamie Arnold was the preseason pitcher of the year, and lefty. He had 159 strikeouts and 13 wins last year. When they played, I think it was Pitt. Listen to this: 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts.
The immaculate inning.
Yep. 1 inning.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, one of the rarest feats in baseball.
Wow. I know. That's amazing. And when he's on, he's on. So, and they got Cam Leiter, another right-handed pitcher. He's been injured. You know, I cannot find what kind of injury he had. But I guess it's something to do with his shoulder or arm. But they gonna have, and they've got some transfer portal kids. They got 2 really good pitchers. So I'm looking forward. And Jeremy, as an ex-baseball player, and even in college baseball, what does good pitching do for you?
That'll win you ball games day in and day out.
Yeah.
I mean, you're set to go because if they don't score, they don't win.
That's right. That's right. And Jamie Arnold's pretty tough now. I mean, he's been doing really good in the preseason. So we'll see what happens with them. Softball, FSU is preseason number 9, and FSU is their preseason, I think 10, something like that. But softball's number 9. They play tonight. They got number 4 Oklahoma State tonight in Mexico.
What?
Puerto Vallarta. They play in Mexico. They play 5 games over a 3-day series. These, you know, in softball and baseball, they have all these tournaments. You know, that's what they're going to be in. So that will be a challenge for them playing number 4 Oklahoma State, and that's at 11 o'clock today.
Very good.
Anyway, they're looking forward to a good season. Men's basketball, the big thing, we all know that Leonard Hamilton is retiring after the year. He's 14-9 right now. They did beat Notre Dame 67-60. I think it was Tuesday night, and they got Wake Forest next Wednesday on February the 12th at 6 o'clock. And some of the people, I've kind of looked at some of the people that really, I think there's 3 people in the running to take his job. Sam Cassell, who was a great point guard for FSU back in the day. He's 55 years old. Luke Locks, who is only 34 years old. He played at FSU. And I think Carlton Young, he's 53 years old. Him or Lux, I think, is going to probably get the job. But
really?
We'll see.
Yeah.
But all those have ties with FSU. So
have you talked to the
I hadn't talked to him.
Okay.
No, I hadn't talked to him. But now in women's basketball, remember I told you a long time ago, Tanaya Latson. Remember I told you about that girl?
Yeah.
Well, she's leading the nation in scoring.
Wow.
26.1 game, and she's
I remember you saw. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a heck of a player. She's there's a girl from Notre Dame that they just kind of called up with her, but she's only been scoring 25 points lately, so she's a little bit down in her scoring. But they've got a game tonight versus Virginia, and they're 18-4. And that game tonight is at 6 o'clock, and so they're doing real well. And football, you know something about football. FSU got 20 commitments at the early signing. They've already signed 20. And the February signing, they signed 3 kids. It was 2 offensive linemen and 1 DB. The Cromartie kid, who is a legacy player at FSU, Antonio Cromartie, his father played at FSU from 2003 to 2005, and he was in the NFL from 2006 to 2016. Antonio, this is his son, who is going to be signed with FSU. But they also had 16 transfers come in this year. So, and we got all those new coaches, and there's a lot of talk about what's going to happen. And as we all know, it can all sound good, but you never know till everything starts going.
This is the biggest, strongest, fastest team we've ever had.
That's exactly right.
2-10.
That's right.
Yeah, you don't know. You never know.
No, you don't. But I think they've been a lot more selective in vetting these players this year, the transfers coming in. So,
Tommy,
they're really taking care of it.
Let's welcome in Josh. Josh, get in here.
Hey, Josh.
Our newest county athletic director. Josh does a wonderful job. I think he's going to finally replace the legend. I think the legend might finally, we went through all this coach after Bear Bryant. Mm-hmm. Stallings finally got there, and Keith Jackson goes, I think the Bear's been replaced.
No.
Tommy, no one ever replaced you, but I think he'll.
There's no replacement.
He'll be like you then.
The mantle.
Yeah, passing the torch.
Yeah.
You okay with that?
Absolutely. Josh is a great guy. So I'm really
wonderful young man.
Great personality, and he knows how to do it.
He's got a great father-in-law. I'll tell you that right now. I didn't know he preaches and stuff. I love it. And tell me about who your father-in-law is.
Yeah, Derek Bennett. He has he does a lot of stuff, but he does have some things going down at the Ark and the Poor little coffee shop and little halfway home. He runs a little ministry out of there and preaches.
He has lost so much weight. It's unbelievable.
He wears a sweatshirt in 90-degree
He does. He works out hard now. He's down to 360. He works out hard. He does a great job.
Oh, boy.
All right, I want to bring this up. I think we have time. This is the ACC have the best chance of improving by at least 3 wins in 2025. Coming in at number 1 was the Florida State Seminoles.
I'll take FSU.
Has to be FSU.
Absolutely. Yeah, they only won 2 games. They got a lot of improvement. But their schedule is brutal. They do have some easy games. East Tennessee State, Kent State, but then you got Clemson, Miami, Florida, and Alabama.
Yeah.
So it's not like a cakewalk. And Gus Malzahn is an offense. The key to Florida State's season next year, can the quarterback throw the ball and run the ball? When they've had great years, when he was been a head coach or an OC, the quarterback could do both. They struggled, as you know, Jeremy. If they had one that can just throw it and not run it, or just run it and couldn't throw it, they wasn't very good.
Well, he can run the ball, so I don't know how about, and I'm sure they're working on it.
Did they not lose a quarterback, though, that when Gus got in there, he said...
Smidgel or whatever his name was.
He's a drop-back guy.
Decommitted,
Yeah, and that's the reason, because you're going to have to do both. Right. But there's one particular play they run, is 3 options on it. The quarterback can give it, he can run it, he can pitch it, and he can pass off it. So that's 4. And they killed Alabama, it seems like, every year in that one. You know what I'm talking about? That one play. They have killed Alabama. So you'll see. I think Gus is going to do a good job at FSU. I think the new coach is going to do a good job. You had to do something with everything that went on last year.
Think about Gus Malzahn. He was a head coach, UCF. He was a head coach. Now he's an assistant coach. I think he's in his later years of coaching. I think he's probably having a great time. I mean, he doesn't have all the...
Chip Kelly.
Look at Chip Kelly.
Right.
$6 million a call plays for the Raiders.
Yeah.
$6 million.
Yeah.
I think Gus Gus got $26 million at one time. One check for $26 million. I think he's okay.
He probably can live on that.
Yeah, in Tallahassee, I think he's all right.
Real nice buzz.
The number 2 team, which is it? Who is the number 2 team in the ACC that's going to win 3 more plus games this year? He's a big-time coach they got in there. Huge name.
UNC.
Thank you. What's his name?
Bill Belichick.
Yes, sir. They were 6 and 7 last year.
You think he'll smile?
No.
Okay.
No, he won't smile. He'll win. Now, I hate it that Coach Brown had a bad year. Coach Brown was very loyal to his coaches, and their offense never was a problem. They had problems on the defense side of the ball. Bill Belichick's brought his son in as a coordinator.
He lost his son. Did your son go to Oregon or somewhere?
Did he? I thought he was still there. That's breaking. I don't know.
I think he did.
I don't know. This is not an in-depth sports talk, right? This is kind of just general.
Jeremy can look it up.
Look that up. I hope he didn't leave.
I thought he did.
Maybe he has 2. I don't know. Anyway, but I think Bill Belichick will get to +3. What's the 3rd team that's going to get 3 more wins than last year? It's a beautiful state. It's a beautiful state.
Beautiful state. Okay.
So
NC State.
Here. What'd you say?
NC State.
No.
Virginia?
Virginia. Thank you, Jeremy. Virginia. They were 5-7 last year.
Yeah, I can see that.
They don't play Clemson. They don't play SMU, and they don't play Syracuse. So you can bet on this. These three, and things just completely fall apart. These three teams next year are going to be better. They're going to have 3 more wins. FSU, North Carolina, and Virginia. That's what we think.
That makes sense, yeah.
How much time we got? 2 minutes. So I don't have time to ask Josh a real heated question.
They still got him at UNC.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I was right, Tommy.
And interestingly enough, calling him the coach in waiting.
Oh, really? No wonder he took
Well,
that job.
not officially, but like everybody's going.
So he'll go back to the NFL next year. Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with that. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. You know what, though? Before we do that, I want to say something in front of Josh. Josh, if we ever have a Bay County Hall of Fame, I think one of the two guys that got to go in first. One sitting right there. The other one is James McAllister. He was, tell me, Tommy, you've been here a long time. He was the head football coach at Rutherford, first black head football coach in Bay County history, first black head basketball coach again, first 2-time superintendent, the most honest man I've ever met, the most hardworking guy that loved people, loved kids, and he was an outstanding superintendent.
He was.
That guy, and they haven't done anything. They haven't recognized him, hadn't done anything.
And he let you do your job. He didn't try to interfere in any way. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, he was good with you.
Yeah, the guy's incredible. I can't say enough good. I have not the knowledge to say enough good things that guy deserves, and that is our former superintendent, James McAllister. I do know this. I'm looking forward to seeing Pat. Pat will be in here Monday. Pat, I hope you're feeling better. But if you want your yard to look beautiful, Turpro Pest Control, Patrick can make it happen. Give them a call today. They'll come out. They'll come up with a game plan. Your yard will look absolutely gorgeous. Not good, but gorgeous. Pat's that good. Turpro Pest Control, #1. Hey, this Super Bowl weekend, Friday night, everybody loves pizza. Get down to Paparazzi. Tommy, Louise, the Vandergrits, we all had a good time down there having pizza. Glenn came in and took most of it home, but they did just such a wonderful job. They got the best pizza. They got the best deli. Lasagna is incredible down there. And then they got the bakery. It's the best bakery in Bay County. Believe me, I know. Try the Paradise Cake. Try the Napoleon chocolate and the carrot cake. It's the best carrot cake I've had. And that is right down there at Paparazzi Pizza. Big John's retired police officer does a great job. They also got a bar there right now. Go check it out. We think you will love that. We'll be right back. Josh, say hello to everybody.
Morning, guys.
We missed you. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Thursday. A mixture of some clouds and slight fog this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze at 8 miles per hour coming out of the south and temps near 69. Tonight we will have some fog causing poor visibility and be quite warm at 63. Slightly foggy and partly cloudy tomorrow and a high 71. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Love is in the air at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, and do we have a sweetheart of a deal for you? All diamond heart jewelry is on sale for 25% off. All color gemstone jewelry is 60% off at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We also have a large selection of gold, silver, and estate jewelry that is sure to melt her heart. Folks have trusted us for 50 years to make their Valentine's sparkle. This year, make it sparkle even more with a sweetheart of a deal from Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Did you know that fees associated with real estate closings are virtually the same from one title company to the next? So what sets South Oak Title apart? Effective communication, customer service, expertise, and technology. If you're buying or selling real estate, refinancing a residential or commercial property, tell your realtor you want to close with South Oak Title. South Oak Title, with locations across the Southeast, including Panama City Beach, Inlet Beach, Destin, and Fort Walton Beach. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show in 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Yay, Alabama. Roll Tide. Roll. Alabama Update is brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1, anytime, day or night. They're there for you. A local company that they know what they're doing. They are the most honest, hardworking people out there. Jason graduated from Mosley High School and does an incredible job. So if you have any problem, day or night, go with Stevenson Air Conditioning. Don't go with some national brand. Go with the local people. Right here in Northwest Florida, that's Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jeremy, did you see Jamie's interview with Nate Oates? He did a great job about that. Well, this was last week about the Sydney kid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jamie's knocking out of the ballpark right now.
Yeah, doing a great job there.
What do you got for us today?
Well, we are in this sort of tweener time where the spring sports are getting in gear and the winter sports are really hitting their stride. You mentioned basketball there with Coach Oates. I'll pick up there. Alabama's got a road trip to Fayetteville. They had their week where they've just had the one ball game, and I think it came at a really good time for Alabama to get ready for a stretch run. But no small task going into Fayetteville. I mean, that's always a tough place to play. That's a proud program. Alabama.
And who's the basketball coach there?
That's Mr. Calipari there. Yeah.
Big win in Kentucky. At Kentucky. At Kentucky.
Drilled them.
Shut up.
Yeah. Drilled them. But Alabama's sitting 19-3, 8-1 in the conference. The lone loss was to Ole Miss at home. But everybody's starting to circle what's going on next weekend.
Iron Bowl, baby.
You can get in. I looked at it last night. You can get in the rafters there where you can kind of touch the banners for about $300 because we can seat more at Coleman Coliseum.
300 to 500.
Yeah,
I mean it's God.
But the flip side is at Auburn Arena, because it's so much smaller, those prices are through the roof here. So a lot of anticipation of those two games between Alabama and Auburn. First one will be in Coleman next week. But got to take care of the Razorbacks on Saturday night and get the momentum going. So good luck to Coach Oates and the crew as they head out to Arkansas. Tommy mentioned in the FSU segment the baseball and softball. Alabama softball also starts. They start tomorrow, not in Mexico, but in Arizona. They're going west for a big tournament to see some teams you don't normally see. They've got Michigan State, Washington, Arizona, and Western Michigan all out there in the desert before they go down to Clearwater. That Clearwater tournament is a huge tournament.
FSU will be in that.
FSU is going to be down there. They're playing in Clearwater, San Diego State, Liberty, Ohio State, UCLA. But that Clearwater's
done a great thing right there.
It really is well done and big.
Are you going to try to
programs. Won't go to that one. I am looking at Alabama's baseball team. They're going over to Jacksonville to play at the Jumbo Shrimp Stadium.
Yeah.
And they've got Coastal Carolina coming in, NC State and Ohio State. That's the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. So just got to look at my schedule yet. But before they get to that, they open next week with a 3-game set against Bradley. So, Alabama's baseball is kind of vexing. They're projected 11th out of the league here in one of the polls that I saw. Alabama has poured the resources into
close
baseball.
Close to $60 million,
And it's just time for some return. You go look at the Joe, and it is one of the best venues for college baseball, but the program has just not been able to punch through yet. We did get a super regional against Wake Forest a couple of years ago, but then that was the year it was tainted by the gambling scandal, and the kids kind of circled the wagons and played for the team and made a good run until they ran into that buzzsaw called Wake Forest. But you hope that maybe they can finally get into that top tier where you're talking about the Vandy boys and you're talking about Florida and you're talking about Tennessee, that have been kind of a little bit better.
And another thing, too, I cannot wait. I know you'll probably go. Have you, Josh, you ever been up there for the SEC tournament in Birmingham?
I used to go every year.
I love it. I love going to that. I'm going to go this year. And it's one game, you're out, but I want to see Texas. I want to see Oklahoma, and you got to watch LSU game. You got to watch that. So I can't wait till that happens.
If you've never seen LSU baseball, it's unbelievable. And they travel.
Mississippi State's good
Mississippi
too
State travels well. So the single elimination format will be interesting to see just how many choose to make the trip, because if you're coming from Austin, Texas, and I know there'll be some that will, and they'll end up staying for the week.
Yeah.
But that's a lot to go in one game and somebody's going home. But I think Hoover's the best spot to still hold this. There's been some flirtation around other places wanting to get the tournament. But
the coaches want to stay in Hoover.
They want to stay in Hoover.
Yeah, I love it. I hope it never goes away.
Yeah, it's a good experience there. So I'm glad you got to finally see it. Kind of like the basketball tournament. It's just a rare time where all the schools show up.
Where's that at this year? Nashville.
Yeah.
Have you been to that?
I've been to the SEC tournament, but not in Nashville.
Have you been to Nashville? Is it great?
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've not seen it up in Nashville, but again, same type thing. All the schools are there, and it's just kind of one big gathering. So, but that's going on with the spring sports, and today National Signing Day, and it's lost a little bit of the luster
not a big deal
that it used to.
Yeah.
But I did see this one story, and you may recall back in 2008 where this kid had his entire high school show up, and he had this Oregon hat and his Cal hat out there, and media was covering it, and his coach was there beaming with pride, and he had told him he had selected to go into Cal over Oregon. The problem was Cal had never heard of him.
Oh, yeah. That kid's a great actor. I think he won an Academy Award.
It kind of snowballed from there, but I had sort of flashbacks.
That's positive thinking. That's good.
I think he had gone to one of the camps, during the summer.
I paid my $500.
Right.
I deserve this scholarship.
But Alabama has signed 2 out of the top 20, according to USA Today. Keelan Russell at the quarterback slot, number 2 ranked player, and then you've got Dijon Lee, number 17, cornerback, and then actually 3 interior linemen. Michael Carroll ranked 18 out of that top 20. You go down the list, and you can see the usual suspects are the ones that have kind of been crowned the winners: Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, LSU, Oklahoma. All
Auburn.
Yeah. 6 of the top 10 players signed to 5 different SEC programs. So,
and the other one's the Big Ten.
Yeah, Big Ten is doing quite well. But with the portal being what it is, with this early signing period, not a lot of surprises left out there for kids that are uncommitted. And against the portal, these things are very fluid. That said, I think quarterback will be one of those positions that will be looked at rather closely at Alabama. I'm sure you saw Milroe's struggles at the Senior Bowl. He just really regressed.
Yeah.
And the Senior Bowl,
I think maybe 3rd round.
Maybe. I mean,
maybe. Yeah.
He seriously
hurt himself
in practice. Fumbled and threw an interception on the same play.
Yeah.
And this is,
he'll test off the charts, but you got to watch the film. I mean,
and it's led to a lot of questions. Why wasn't he benched during the year? We saw kind of just a regression, and even with the Senior Bowl, it's so controlled. It's not one of these where they can dial up different things. It's a modified scrimmage with a game going through.
I haven't talked to you since then, but speaking of offense, I'm so thrilled that Grubb is coming back as the OC.
Yeah.
I think that might save the day for DeBoer.
And that's the point, kind of segue here with Grubb coming back in and with a new quarterback in the system. Maybe there's a little more optimism. It's just who's going to be QB1, and who fits that system better, as DeBoer now is able to go back to having Grubb there to lean on and rely on.
And Russell is the most highly rated player Alabama's ever signed. Gatorade National Player of the Week. Two of the Cup publications has the kid from Michigan, number one quarterback, and everybody else has Russell, number one quarterback.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, don't sleep on the kid that transferred in here from Washington, 6'7", 6'6". Saw him play in one of the games this past year. I keep hearing this guy has got a rocket, and the offensive coordinator knows him, likes him.
Yeah, and going back to our very first segment this morning when you have the conversation about spring football, this is one of those situations where it's really needed. It's not like we were sitting there with QB1 Milroe last year, but you've got a lot of potential scenarios that could unfold, and the more reps and the more looks that the coaches can have, the better it'll help.
We'll have those 3 quarterbacks in the fall? Because I think Russell's already on camp. I think. Now, I don't know for sure, but I heard that.
You might have them for one fall.
Yeah.
And then somebody's going to hit the eject button.
Yeah. All right, we get back. We got Andy Burcham. We had a question for you, Josh. And no pressure. Tommy gave some great. Have there been a push for baseball, middle school baseball coming back as a sport or having? I know they got all these other options.
So I don't think it's ever been a sport. I think softball was a sport, but our team has talked a lot about adding new sports. Obviously, last year we added beach volleyball for the high school, and then cross country for middle school, which was a huge success. And then this year we're talking about a couple different things. I probably can't say on air right now because we're still in the beginning stages of a lot of things. But trying to provide more opportunities for kids.
Keep them busy.
My idea is, we got to keep as few kids going home on a 3:00 bus as possible. Get them involved in something extracurricular, whether it's band, art, any clubs at the school, and obviously sports and athletics. So
I love it.
There's more on the horizon. It just takes time, takes money, takes a lot of people, a lot of logistics.
Proven fact: kids involved in sports, they even females, they don't get pregnant in high school when they're involved in sport. The grades are better, discipline, everything in part of their lives is better when they're involved in sports. Kids that go home every single day with nothing to do, that's not a good thing. No. Make your kids get involved in sports, and hopefully they find something they love and they get involved in that. Just like J. Michael's Restaurant. Get involved with J. Michael's. Get in and have a great seafood dinner. I love the place. The coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's. And I want to thank Stevenson Air Conditioning for the Alabama update. I want to thank Chuck Tucker and South Oak Tile Enclosure for everything they do. Come join us today. We're going to be there around 11 o'clock. The local 115 on historical downtown Panama City. It's an Oyster Sports Bar. It's also like a Bay County Hall of Fame. You go down there, they got pictures of they got the 1966 Bay roster in there. They got all kind of stuff in there. They do a great job. It's an oyster bar, lunch and dinner. It's kind of a healthier option. Nothing fried. Oysters, crab cakes, steamed seafood, gumbo soup, salads, wings, and ice cold beer. Try the Tommy Oliver beer. You will love it. And again, come join us today around 11 o'clock. Wildcat, you going to be there?
Got to go to...
you got a doctor. That's right. Yeah. I'll be right back. Josh is with us. Tommy's with us. Jeremy's with us. And we get back, Andy Burcham, the voice of the Auburn Tigers.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents
Wrestling Against Cancer.
Live men's and women's professional wrestling returns to Panama City on Saturday, February 8th at the Bay Charter Academy.
Come see the most exciting professional wrestling on the Panhandle.
Wrestling Against Cancer number 10. Proceeds go toward Ryan Holland's cancer expenses. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
More information, ESPNPC.com.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Thursday. A mixture of some clouds and slight fog this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze at 8 miles per hour coming out of the south and temps near 69. Tonight we will have some fog causing poor visibility and be quite warm at 63. Slightly foggy and partly cloudy tomorrow and a high 71. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorrento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
From the Vortex Springs to the Bear Paw Canoe Trail. From Shell Island to 30A. We're your home for live sports. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida. And now, War Eagle. Live from the J. Michael Studio. It's the Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show with the voice of the Auburn Tigers, Andy Burcham. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eagle! Hey! I love that. I'm glad you put that in there, Wildcat. That's awesome.
There's a new there's a new War Eagle that's just been born. Craig and Tiffany Segrist have a little boy.
That's right. That's right.
So he left the hospital with his hoodie on.
I asked him if I could have a couple of those tickets to Auburn basketball game. They kind of laughed. They go up to every game.
Yeah.
They go to away games. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Speaking of that, speaking of Auburn, we've got the man, Andy Burcham, the voice of the Auburn Tigers. Andy, good morning.
I'd laugh at you too, James, if you asked me for tickets.
I know. We would be glad to come help you set up any day. Auburn's got a home basketball game. Dr. Ward comes on here, and Dr. Chad Mitchell, great surgeon here, and him and his wife are going to go up to the Auburn. His wife's big Tiger. They're going to go up to the Florida game this weekend. They're going to stay at the new, the varsity. I can't remember the name of it. It's real close to campus. Yeah, it's brand new. Yeah, brand new. Yes. They're pumped up about it. And, oh, my God, Andy, I got to tell you, I listened to you Saturday. You do an unbelievable job. You were talking about the free throw shoots Ole Miss were getting and Auburn on the line. I kind of got tickled one time, but the emotion you do, you make it exciting. I got to tell you something. You do a great job, man. You really do.
Well, I appreciate that, James, and listen, guys, and I've told you this before. This is what I've wanted to do my whole life, and I've got the opportunity now. And I'm going to make the most of it. And, listen, there's no question you know who I'm pulling for. I try to call the game and give credit where credit's due, whether it's Auburn or the opponent. But last Saturday, to me, was a special day for me as a sportscaster because it was the third largest crowd ever at the Pavilion in Ole Miss. Students were there in their seats 2 hours before game time. They had camped out to get tickets to that game last week. They gave instruction before the game on how to properly storm the court when they upset Auburn. I was there. I heard it.
Wow.
And so that place was really excited. It was a great atmosphere and a back-and-forth game, and then it was a one-point game with 1 minute to go in the first half. And Denver Jones hit a three-pointer on the left wing, and then Janai Broom hit a three-pointer in the last 5 seconds from the right wing of the first half. And Auburn went into the locker room up by 7. And every time from that point on that Ole Miss made a run and got within 2 or got within 1 and had a possession to tie the game or take the lead, Auburn came up with a defensive stop. And almost every single time Auburn then answered at the other end of the floor. I love calling games at the Jungle. There's nothing like it to have that kind of energy. But there's also a thrill that I get when the team that I'm calling has a great game on the road.
Yeah.
And silences a big, big crowd like they did on Saturday. So it's a different kind of thrill for me to call a game like that on the road than it is at home, and they're both thrilling. I get chills thinking about that right now. But I thought that was a special win for Auburn on Saturday.
I was listening to you talk about you doing what you love, but growing up, think about this. Did you ever dream that you'd be the voice of the number one team in the country in any sport, but the huge sports, football, basketball, the number one team in the country? Did you ever think that was possible?
I'll be honest with you guys. Growing up, my dream at that point was to be the voice of the St. Louis Cardinal baseball team. That's really
that's great.
That's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
I really didn't begin to understand the special part of college athletics until I went to school, until I went to Indiana State. And it's been that way ever since. But no, to think about, and listen, guys, this is Bruce Pearl's 11th season at Auburn. When he was hired at Auburn, there was no thought at that point of becoming the number one team in the country or winning a total of 4 SEC championships. It was just, let's build the program back. And let's sell out Neville Arena for the first time. Well, they've done that 65 straight games now.
Wow.
And this is the second time that Auburn's been the number one team in the country. And it's now the longest time that Auburn's ever been the number one team in the country. So, no, I could not have dreamed what this program has become and what it's to be.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about what this season can become for Auburn, but we all know that this can be a very, very special season, to be sure.
Well, I always say good things happen to good people, and you're good people, no doubt about that.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
What about I had some friends at the Oklahoma game, and, man, Auburn looked, 98-70. Talk about that game, the Oklahoma game, Tuesday night.
Oklahoma came in with a very good offense and one of the best fast break offenses in the Southeastern Conference. And Bruce Pearl hammered that home in his film study with the team and in practice. I mean, it was the top point of emphasis. Got to get back on defense. And Auburn outscored Oklahoma 14-3 in fast break points. And I'm not sure that Bruce Pearl knew that. I mentioned it in the postgame, and he was, I think, generally pleasantly surprised, how well Auburn performed in that part. And Auburn shot the ball well. Listen, last Saturday at Ole Miss, it was the three-point shooting. This past weekend, or this past Tuesday against Oklahoma, it was Auburn's two-point shooting and free throw shooting. And both teams were really good from the free throw line. But it was just a very, very good game for Auburn, and Auburn has scored 90 points now in 2 straight games. And now it gets an enormous test on Saturday at both ends of the floor from Florida, because Florida will come in here and they're going to try to beat Auburn up, and they did a year ago in Gainesville. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Auburn beat Florida in the championship game of the SEC tournament in Nashville. Florida's the number 6 team in the country. Without Walter Clayton Jr., their outstanding point guard, on Tuesday, they took care and they won against the Vanderbilt ball club that's very, very hot right now. So, and this game is a big game for the Pearls, in that Todd Golden played for Bruce Pearl on the Maccabi games when he took a team of players to Israel to play. So Todd Golden was a point guard on that team. He and Stephen Pearl are like brothers. And then Todd Golden was on Bruce Pearl's staff early in BP's tenure at Auburn, and then went on, became the head coach at San Francisco, now in his 3rd season at Florida. So this is a special game on Saturday, and I've had people reach out to me asking for tickets, and I just laugh because I don't have that kind of juice, guys. I don't have that juice to get folks into this ball game. It will be. Here's an example of how big this game is to Auburn. 10 minutes after the end of Tuesday night's game, and remember that was an 8 o'clock game, right?
Yep.
10 minutes after that game, there were already Auburn students camping out for this Saturday.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, crazy.
So, yeah.
And that game's going to be 3 o'clock. It's going to be on TV, ESPN, but you can listen to it right here on ESPN Northwest Florida 104.3 and listen to the great Andy Burcham. Andy, I got to bring it up.
But let me make
Go ahead.
one correction. I think they've moved that game to ESPN 2.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, I think so. So watch it, but listen to us.
All right. I got to bring it up before you get out of here. And everybody's holding their breath. Everybody can't wait to the 15th. Everybody's hoping, but both schools can get there without a slip-up. And you're talking about the biggest thing maybe is happening in Alabama. It could be 1 versus – I know you might not even want to talk about it. I know the coaches don't. But it could be 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3. I'm hoping they both can get there. That's going to be something special.
It will be. It'll be a very, very special day. But between now and then, and I'll sound like a coach here, Auburn has the number 6 team in the country. And then Auburn goes to Nashville, where Vanderbilt has already upset both Tennessee and Kentucky.
Yeah.
And where it's been really tough for Auburn to play for a long, long time, since before Bruce Pearl was Auburn's head coach. So all of that happens before a week from Saturday when Auburn plays in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
And imagine, guys, let me just look ahead a little bit. As big as that game will be next Saturday in Tuscaloosa, and it will be, imagine what it could be for the final regular season home game when Alabama comes here.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy. You're right.
Well, Andy, I know you're busy. Jeremy, you want to say hello?
Just good morning, Andy. Good to catch up with you.
Morning, Jeremy.
I always appreciate your insights.
Yeah, we love it, man. People love it to listen to you down here, so keep it up. We'll talk to you next week. I know you're busy. God bless you, and we'll see you soon, okay?
Hey, next week, Auburn baseball starts next week, so we got a lot to talk about.
Cannot wait. Thank you, Andy.
All right, guys. Take care. Love you. War Eagle.
War Eagle. And, Josh, I know you love those Auburn Tigers. Your mom and dad the same way?
Yeah, whole family.
Yeah. Do you have to be kind of quiet when you're the head basketball coach in the state of Alabama?
Living in Birmingham, it is primarily Alabama.
Yeah,
right?
and Montgomery's
more of an Auburn town.
Yeah,
Birmingham more of an Alabama town.
Yeah, and Mobile's probably split. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway,
everything in Mobile.
Do you think they both get there the 15th? 1 and 2, 1 and 3, or do you think somebody screws up?
Nah, I think they get there.
That's going to be huge. I want to get. Let's go. Tommy can pay for the tickets. We'll go.
I tell you,
problem.
I have to tell you a funny story. Maybe even after the break about the biggest game, probably before that. But I'll save that teaser because it takes a minute or two.
I like that teaser there. And I'm going to ask Josh and Tommy an important question when we get back also. But right now, let's talk. Meet us at Local 115 around 11 o'clock. Tommy will sign some autographs. We'll have a great time down there. Coming down, if you can, come eat lunch with us, 11 o'clock, Local 115. But let's talk more about some of these other wonderful people. Now, the word's getting out there. You got to go see Russ and Amber, man. You want some fine jewelry, and you want to bargain, they will bargain with you. They do a great job.
25% off.
What's going on Friday down there?
They're going to have from 3 to 7 at 830 Highway 77 in Lynn Haven, a customer appreciation kind of a little get-together party. They're going to have hors d'oeuvres and your favorite drinks down there, and some absolutely crazy deals.
Yep.
So go and talk to Russ and Amber at David Adamson Designer Jewelry, just in time for
And mention our name.
That's right.
Wildcat,
25%
our show,
off.
25%. You got to mention our show.
Additional
You do it.
25%.
Additional 25%. And when you're there, head down to one of Tommy's favorite places, Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Pat Perno's the city commissioner over Lynn Haven, does an incredible job. His restaurant, it was packed out yesterday at lunch. I forgot there was no school, so I think Mosley's faculty was there. I mean, you couldn't move.
You should have called me.
Well, I got hit up pretty hard last time you came. You got more than you said. I told him a salad and a drink. He got a lot more.
You
than
invite him to lunch, and then
I called him after we left. Oh yeah, you should have came, Tommy. Get out to Beef O'Brady. Now, here's what's going on Super Bowl Sunday down there. If you don't want to go eat there, you can eat and have a party at your own place. Listen to this: 50 boneless wings for $40. Call. Make your order, go tell them what time you're going to pick it up, or get the traditional 50 wings for $50. You can't beat that. That's at Beef O'Brady's. Better yet, go eat there and have a great time. Watch all the pregame, watch the show, watch halftime. Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven. We're back. Josh, Tommy, Jeremy, Wildcat. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the most college basketball.
Three-pointer, college basketball is back.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
The SEC, ACC, and beyond.
Oh, you saw that coming, Radford.
The biggest games play right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
At Brock Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection, prevention, education, and, when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
If you got more A's on your truck than you did in high school, you might be a Bama fan. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Mr. Eddie's doing well. Keep those prayers coming. Pray for him every single night. He's got a tough road, but he's doing really well. Ryan's doing really well. Keep those people in your prayers. And the two beautiful young ladies, I do think they went to Arnold. I don't know that for a fact. I think they go to Arnold. And there's some kind of GoFundMe going on. I just don't know where. They were the two that got run over by.
I saw Arnold Football posted it on its page there on Facebook. Yeah. I'm sure it's other places as well. So.
Yeah. But I don't understand how that works, the GoFundMe stuff, really. So we'll try to get. Do you know how it works?
Yeah, it's just a page it goes to where you can attach. Yeah.
So it is go to Arnold Football?
Well, on their Facebook page, you can find the links there.
Oh, okay. So you can find the links on Arnold Football. Okay. Yeah. Jeremy, you had a story you want to share.
You're talking about finding the tickets for these games that are real tough, and that Auburn Arena, you're gonna be searching for a needle in a haystack, I'm afraid. You might get one to Tuscaloosa, but the biggest game I think Alabama's hosted at Coleman was probably 20-something years ago now, when Antoine Petway and Erwin Dudley and all of them played Florida for the regular season championship. And a buddy of mine and I desperately wanted to go, and there were no tickets to be had. But we found a friend of his who was doing a voter registration for the SGA, and they said, if you help carry these tables in, they're going to wave us right on through, and you just sign up a few people to vote, and then you just be done. So we registered a few people to vote, and then we were done with voter registration and kind of slipped into the stands, and if somebody go get a drink, we'd take their seat for a few minutes, and they would just bounce around.
I can stand the whole game. I'd stand the whole game. We had a.
You have to find a way.
Did you know John Johnson? Did you know?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's anyway. Big Tennessee guy. We go to the Alabama-Tennessee game. I got him tickets. Took his daughter. And my nephew at the time was working the stadium for Coach Moore. So we had sideline passes. Huge Tennessee fan. He's this close to Philip Fulmer. I couldn't get him off the field because we could go down there with warm-ups, then we had to leave and get up in the stands. And he didn't want to leave. Bless his heart. He said, I'm going to take you to an Alabama-Tennessee game. But he's passed away, and we never got to go to Knoxville. But he didn't want to leave that stadium. He thought that, and Alabama beat them. They hadn't beat them in a long time, but they beat them that game. I think Tennessee fumbled the ball out of the end zone or something that game. We won the game. And I think it might have been Philip Fulmer's last game there.
I think it was. I think I know the game you're talking about there. Yeah.
I got a question for all three of you. You're a parent. You're a former county AD. You are the county AD. And I'm looking for it. We can look at it all the different angles. But as an athlete or as a coach, Destin is thinking about going to a 4-day school week, okay? And I don't think it's elementary, middle school. I think it's just for the high school. I could be wrong. And we were talking about it Monday, and we said, well, if we did that, I wouldn't want the day to be off Friday. I'd want it to be Monday because all the games, you want people to go to sporting events. All right, let's start with Josh. You're now the county AD. How would the positives and negatives of that far as athletics, what do you think? Would you think that would be a good fit here? And we're not trying to put you on the spot. You're not, talking for the superintendent. We're just asking your opinion.
Pros, I think you might have I don't know if it would increase attendance or not. I'm not sure. I think kids are trying to find ways to not be in class as much as possible. I mean, you've been 16 before where,
yeah.
But I think if you are going to do it, I think Monday would be the day just because of the extracurricular component to what high school is. I mean, big Friday night football games, basketball games, baseball games. Thursday and Friday nights are usually your go-tos. There's not much going on a Monday night besides practice, right? So from the athletics perspective, I think that would probably be the way to go.
Yeah, and practice, when you don't have school, it's kind of hard to get them there. But I think you could get them there on Monday. So I think that would be the only probably negative of your coach. I'm sure the teachers tell me what's your thoughts on it.
I would definitely go with Monday. And as a coach, I would like to have a Monday where I could practice all day long with my kids if I had
watch
to.
Watch
films, do all that. But and you get them there. That's not a problem. But academically, I don't know when you lose a day. I don't know academically how it would be, but athletically, I wouldn't have a problem with it at all.
Are you going to open up a daycare for all the parents?
It would just be for high school, I think. That's what we were talking about. Yeah. It'd be difficult for elementary and middle school, but at the high school, you probably get away with it.
Yeah.
And they were talking about too, it can save money, but I don't know if you shut down everything, you got to turn it back on.
What about the school day? Are they going to increase it?
Yeah, you would have to increase it.
Like 7:20 to 4 or something.
You have to have a minimum hours of seats.
Jeremy, you know all about this kind of stuff. What's your thoughts on this?
I think part of it is really trying to bend to the culture a little bit. If you see these teacher work days like what happened yesterday in the county, those used to be later in the week, but then they realized, oh gosh, if we had the Thursday, Friday, then parents will go ahead and get 4 or 5 days out. So let's put those on a Wednesday and keep everybody in town. So I think there's some desire to try to have a little more flexibility. The extracurriculars do sort of bleed over, so if you go to a 4 o'clock, but then you're going to roll right into 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, most of our schedules are 12, 13-hour schedules anyway. My wife and I even now wake up in the morning and we're going, okay, what's the schedule? Who's got practice? Where are we going? So that little break from 3 o'clock to 4:30 isn't a whole lot when you stay in and have instruction for the benefit of an entire day. So it's possibilities.
Yeah. We shall see how it works out over in Destin, and if it works well there, maybe Bay County looks into it. We don't know. All right, you got some good news that baseball is getting ready to get cranked up. I'm telling you right now, we are known throughout the state of Florida for baseball. It used to be football. Now it's baseball. No question, no cut down to any other sport. We're known for baseball. We've got the best, in my opinion, the greatest group of head baseball coaches in the state of Florida, and the best time, I think, ever in Bay County. And I'll start with Doug Lee, state championship coach, a legend over there. He's back in the saddle. He's back coaching. And then Coach Hughes, you got Chris Jones, you got Jeff Patton. Are you kidding me? Jeff Patton, state championship coach. John Hudson at Bay. Coffin over at Rutherford. These are unbelievable coaches, baseball coaches. We're fortunate to have guys with the character they have and the knowledge they have and the way they love kids, and they're unbelievable. I think almost everyone has won a state championship.
Yeah, I think the knowledge they give on a daily basis to these kids, just being around practices the last couple of weeks, and then the past couple of days we've had our preseason classic over at Rutherford, and it's been some really good baseball. And then, preseason, you try to keep it vanilla as much as possible because some of these teams are going to face each other in the next couple of weeks. But even then, the talent is impressive. The way I was talking to Doug Lee yesterday, just the way he teaches the game is very impressive. Just watching him last night.
He's unreal.
He's a great teacher, and that's what we're fortunate to have. There's coaches that have played the game, that have knowledge of the game, right? But there's also coaches that are great teachers, and that's what sets these great coaches apart.
Tommy, you've been here a long time. You've lived in this county for a long, long time. To me, it's the best group we've had at one time.
Yeah, I agree. And as Josh said, the knowledge these coaches have, because you have to develop a baseball program. You got to know all the ins and outs of how to get your coaches, organize everything, or practices, your games, and all that. And that's the knowledge they have, and they're great teachers. And that's to me is a big plus for them. They know how to teach the game, and they know how to keep the kids involved, and I guess you can say happy, because as we all know that baseball with parents and all, it can get pretty scary.
I was about to say, all the 25 years here I've watched it, there's more pressure on a baseball coach than any other coach. Everybody thought it was football. No, I watched it firsthand. There was never pressure on me like there was on the baseball coaches at Arnold. Everybody's played, everybody's a coach, everybody's got the answers, and once you lose a game, you got everybody upset with you. They got it, and they don't pay them that much. I've always thought they should be paid more money than what they are. And I'm not going to say much for you two here because I know, but I do. I really believe that. We've always wanted a Bay County tournament. We talk about it all the time, and I know all the classifications, the length of the number of games you're actually allowed to play. But saying all that, I wish we could have a Bay County tournament. It would make money. You could have it on these great facilities on the beach, and people want that. Get a true Bay County champion, but we can't do it because the way the baseball schedule's set up.
Yeah, that opens up. Softball, I think, is trying something new. Softball's always had it, but what happens is there's 25 game max, and with all the rainouts and everything, it's hard to make up games as you go. A tournament with the amount of teams we have, 6 high schools, it would open up where if you lost a couple games, you'd be it's middle of the season, late into the season, you're trying to make up games. There's just not a lot of availability. So a lot of people are trying to make up the rainout games instead of trying to find new games. So there's just a lot of.
And I really do fault the FHSAA for being so restrictive in this particular area. I think the number of contests relative to the baseball is too few. I worked in Alabama for a number of years as an official, and it was not uncommon to have 50 plus ball games.
Wow.
And the caliber of ball showed. More reps, more touches, more games, more arms. So I think we're kind of behind the curve here, particularly given the caliber of baseball. And I've always heard, it's always about, the travel and the kids and all. By the time you get the playoffs, most everybody's at the house. Your best teams are still playing, and you want to see them play. And so you have a 2 out of 3 series. I know they're kind of moving toward here, but we got some catching up to do.
It's interesting you said that, because the baseball committee, FHSAA, the baseball committee, they always come up with some great ideas like more games and things like that. But when it gets to the athletic directors committee, they think of all those other things you're talking about. All the stuff you got to do to do them, and a lot of times it don't ever get out of the
committee.
All right, y'all hold your thoughts right there. We got to take a break. Come down to meet us today. Local 115, downtown Harrison Avenue, 115's address. Local 115. Come have a great lunch with us. We're going to be down there and having a good time. Also, don't forget Beef O'Brady's Super Bowl weekend is huge for them. They're going to have $40 will buy you 50 boneless wings. Call, make an order, go pick it up whenever you want, or better yet, go eat there. The traditional 50 wings for $50, they got that going on down at Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Pat Pernod, City Commissioner Lynn Haven, does a great job. Check it out. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
100% rating is Michigan. The Alabama dude is number 2 with a 99.62. Thank you very much. Know your facts, Jack. Don't spew fake news on the radio.
Fake Michigan news. Keep it real. Your kid is number 2 now for Russell.
I'm back.
I'm incredible.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Thursday. A mixture of some clouds and slight fog this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze at 8 miles per hour coming out of the south and temps near 69. Tonight we will have some fog causing poor visibility and be quite warm at 63. Slightly foggy and partly cloudy tomorrow and a high 71. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
As a realtor, it's important who you choose as your title company. May we suggest South Oak Title? Their offices are modern, comfortable, and state-of-the-art. South Oak Title can close transactions in any location in Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee. Their free mobile app allows realtors to deliver a net sheet in seconds. They provide mobile closing services to accommodate buyers and sellers. Their offices are beautifully decorated, state-of-the-art, complete, safe, and secure. South Oak Title, creating a better title and closing experience through technology and tailored service. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels Studio.
They got something that money couldn't buy. I was noticing when you come down the stairs that you've got pretty legs. All right, I'll tell you a story without a happy ending. Y'all following this?
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Congratulations to Gordy Pondegrants.
Close enough.
Yeah, I say it wrong just to make him mad. But Gordy is the Bay District's recognized as Bay District Administrator of the Week. Great job.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Give him a hand. Give him a hand. Good job, Gordy. Good job, Gordy. He's probably not listening anymore, but he listens to us quite a bit. His two kids are incredible.
Coach, you were talking earlier about the GoFundMe page for those two girls, and Julie being on top of the game like she always is. Here's the GoFundMe page for those girls that tragically lost their life. It's Danny, D-A-N-I.
Well, they're not dead.
Well, I'm sorry.
They were injured really bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You exaggerate a little bit.
I get that straight.
You gotta have
it's
that.
Danny, D-A-N-I, and Layla, L-A-Y-L-A. So the GoFundMe page has already been set up. So those are the two names you go in, and you can donate and help them out.
Yeah, that's a great cause to do that. Bless their heart. Again, they haven't lived here very long. I think October they moved into Bay Point, and it was last night. Was it 2 nights ago? They were driving in their golf cart about 9:30 at night, and they got hit by a truck. I think I heard it was head on, and I saw the pictures. It's devastating. And DUI, the guy who'd been drinking. And just pray for him also. Pray for the two girls and him. But we can help him out anyway, give him money. If you got a penny, nickel, dime, whatever it is, help out. What a little bit you can do, please do so. Josh, I want to ask you this. What if there was a way, and I want your opinion, you guys are big baseball guys, and I love baseball, but if this was a way, what would be better, like a classic, Bay County Classic, and they do it before the season, if you were allowed to play enough games? Or would it be better if all the Bay County coaches get together and say, look, we're going to end our regular schedule here on this date. We're going to play the Bay County District Championship, and then that will get us into the tournament, the district tournaments. I think it would be the money they could make.
I don't think you get the coaches to do that.
But if they would just think about it, Bay County would love this.
So I know traditionally they use the preseason classic. So this past couple of days, and today's the last day of it, to kind of have that concept where they're all playing each other. I think the issue is the number of teams. So again, 6 high schools, you're not guaranteed those 3 games because of the odd number. And I think you're taking away a sure game later in the season from kids, 1 to 2, depending on how far you go in the tournament. We'll see how softball does it this year. They're changing a couple of things where it's more of a round robin. They're all gonna play each other once, and then they're gonna use the Max Preps rankings to then seed the tournament, and then they're going to try to play.
Rick Green does an unbelievable job at Arnold. He is unbelievable. What was your thoughts on this?
I think, and of course, just thinking on the fly here, the closest thing you would be able to do would be akin to the middle school concept where you just play through and you win your first games and then you kind of seed it back out. But 6 is
tough. 8 would be great. 4 would be great, but we're not in that position.
Josh, Bay County baseball, it's not like football where you know, I can see you don't want to play a huge school against a 1A school. It just, I get that. But baseball, are we going to see each team play each other twice, or because of scheduling difficulties like you're talking about, is that possible?
No, I think most everybody's playing each other twice because, again, like Bozeman's growing, right? So they're coming in the classifications of the Rutherfords, you know, and the North Bay Havens of the world. They're not a 1A roar anymore. So you're seeing a lot more. But again, Jeff Patton plays the Mosleys. He plays the Arnolds, you know, because he's had quality teams that can compete. Absolutely. So again, it's a lot of preference, but again, we're blessed with a lot of great coaches who are seeing down the road. They're trying to make playoff runs, so they're going to play the best.
What do you guys think is going to happen with Coop? Do you think he'll be playing in Florida? Do you think he's going to go straight to the professional leagues? We got to get Steven back in here and talk to him and Coop.
He's had a lot of action the last couple of weeks. He's had a lot of scouts in the doors at Arnold. Blue-white game. He had about 7 or 8 sitting there, and for him and Eli, right? So there's a lot.
Eli does a great job too.
There is a lot of attention from the scouts earlier in the year, right before they it disperses.
We're talking about Eli Blair. Yeah, he walked. I just realized who it was. He walked to me that night we were at Arnold, the basketball game. He walked up to me, and I looked. And it didn't hit me till later who it was. I was like, how I lose it sometimes. But good-looking kid. My goodness, he's a monster. He's huge.
He's big.
And we got 2 of them on one team. That's incredible. When was the last time that's happened? 2 commitments to Florida on the same team in baseball, both pitchers.
I don't remember that.
I don't think it's ever happened. Who do you think? What's the word on the street? Who's going to be the power this year? Are you hearing anything? Arnold's going to be good. Hudson at Bay, they're going to be good. Patton's always good. And Doug at Mosley, it's going to be
crazy. The margins are close.
I was just about to say, I think the margins are closer than they've been in a while, which is great. Yeah. And it's exciting because every night you got to, throw your best and play your best.
Are you seeing much of, we saw it down in Southwest Florida my last year coaching, that you would see a guy play football at X school, let's say Fort Myers, and then baseball over at Mariner because they're a really good baseball team, and then say North Fort Myers because basketball's so good there. Are we seeing that now, people jumping ships at different sports? Are we trying to stay away from that?
The good thing FHSA done is they've implemented the good cause policy process, right? So there's a lot of, I guess, restrictions. Kids are going to transfer. They're going to transfer. You can't stop it, right? Yeah. But I think in our community, it's not happening as much as people think it is.
Good.
Because the papers that come through my desk are not as frequent. Because you always hear, well, this kid's going there. It's not as frequent, which is good. I think people are more loyal to their school. I think specialization has become more of an issue in terms of people not playing as many sports. I think that kind of has numbed that process because there's not a lot of 2 to 3 sport athletes anymore. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that's a shame.
Bad thing.
I think that hurts kids in the long run.
All right, Josh, Super Bowl Sunday. Who do you like? Who's going to win a game?
Man, I gotta go with the Eagles.
I like that. All the SEC boys.
I think, I think they got a lot of SEC talent. Obviously, quarterback. I know I'm an Auburn guy, but you gotta beat them out. I'm pulling for. I don't know if it'd be considered an upset. The way they've played this year, but I think the Chiefs have had the throne for a little bit too long. So
Tommy,
the Chiefs,
they're gonna win it.
Yep.
Best quarterback, best coach. I mean, both of them are incredible, but turnovers. Who turns the ball over and who doesn't? Who's going to win it?
This game's going to come down to Kansas City's defense. If they can stop Barkley and Hurts, turn out the lights, Barkley and Hurts can run, ball game. Eagles. So, taking the Eagles. They're going to be able to run.
I don't have time. I got so much more information. We'll get into it tomorrow. We got a chance for a Bama player has a chance to do something. The Triple Crown. You know who it is? You know what the Triple Crown is? You win the Heisman Trophy, you win a national championship, you win a Super Bowl. It's only happened 3 times, but we have one young man that can make it 4. Who is the player?
From Alabama?
He's from the great state of Alabama. Roll Tide. He plays wide receiver.
Devontae.
Yeah. He's got a shot to do that. He'll be the only
Slim Reaper.
the 4th player in NFL history to do it. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Tommy, thank you so much for coming in. Love you being here. Josh, if you can't come have lunch, I appreciate you coming in.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what day you can come in. When you got some information, you got to come here.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make it. Jeremy, tell everybody about church.
Hey, First United Methodist Church, Panama City again.
Fundraisers coming
got
up.
The Wild Game Dinner coming up March 7 for all you hunters out there that like to eat all the game, and we'll have silent auction, door.
It's the ESPN Northwest Florida Hall and Arts Magic Express.
Hey, Sean, you just won the Hall and Hearts Magic Express to see the Orlando Magic play at the Kia Center.
Oh, my goodness.
You're riding the Magic Express for the ultimate road trip.
I'm in shock right now.
Sponsored by PCB Hobby, Panama City Toyota, Hall and Arts, and Fairfield Hampton Inn on Thomas, and Home 2 Suites. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Thursday. A mixture of some clouds and slight fog this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze at 8 miles per hour coming out of the south and temps near 69. Tonight we will have some fog causing poor visibility and be quite warm at 63. Slightly foggy and partly cloudy.